with turbines.
Yeah.
It's right over the bad road, but
And
it's not any rock for it.
I got an email from somebody that said, I just thought I'd let you know that your wind turbine buddies are tearing the hell out of 490th Street.
To fix it.
Well, in theory, they're supposed to, but evidently they hadn't fixed it.
That's the new wind turbines.
Yeah. Evidently they're building driveways up there or something, hauling in rock.
I think that's where most of it goes.
Yeah, that and their access roads, I guess. Yeah, they got everybody hauling. There's even some farmers that have some
Yeah.
dump trailers that are hauling.
What else is all?
And Ronnie Ends, he's got his, I believe it looked like his was going west over the, it was loaded past his place anyway. There was one other farmer who had a dump truck and looked like he was hauling.
Crawl and clean or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know how, yeah, I assume they get paid, I don't know if they're getting paid by the hour or by the load. If they're getting paid by the load, it's at 80 trucks.
Well, they seem to be turning around pretty fast.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it was just one time it got that deep.
Well, I know when Ed Christensen Farm, when you're 30 trucks deep, it takes over 2 hours to get up there to the house.
But I think loading out.
But that's only one truck at a time.
I think they got loaded big enough to where a semi is maybe 4 scoops. Yeah.
Yeah, and it only takes, they average a truck of corn empty every 4 to 5 minutes. That's all it takes.
That's good.
Yeah. So they have something that takes it away pretty fast.
Many years ago, I remember when Funny opened their new elevator dump site. It would take it faster than I could dump it out of the center.
Yeah. No. Now this won't quite, you can fill the pit up if you can fill the pit up if you open them both up.
So this would go back to the early 80s. If they get that.
And I think the thing at the bottom, it evidently doesn't take it away quite fast enough for that. A few times you gotta shut your, as I opened the back one about half open, and then the front one I have about a quarter open. God.
I'm not going to start that late.
Yeah. I'm getting too old for cleaning bed bottoms out. Carrying sweep augers in, and,
I don't think my allergies can handle that anymore.
you know,
I used to do it all the time. 20 years ago when I was doing it, it started to bother me. Well, it's 9 o'clock. Say the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll consider for approval minutes and agenda.
I'll second it. Yeah, darn it.
So I've got a motion and a slow second.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a motion from Stenzer and a second from Jensvold to approve the minutes and agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Well, I guess in lieu of Kathy Kurtzleben not being here yet, we can probably delay that until she's here.
I doubt that she will come, because I think she's gotten her issue taken care
Oh,
of.
she did. Okay. So nothing to discuss here, or
Mhm.
just the same one she had last year?
I'm not sure.
Because I know I talked to her, I think it was a year ago, and I thought, well, just gotta get it repaired. Somebody was-
Where is it at?
Is that up here on the hill, on the east side
Yeah,
of Forest
I
City,
think so.
just past Shopko,
Mhm.
behind the houses? She's got some land there.
Lahar was out there and
Okay,
I think it's,
that's who was supposed to do it last year or something.
well, and
Might have been. didn't get
everybody's
quite
behind
fixed.
because
Yeah.
it's,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
been so much rain,
yeah.
can't keep up.
All right. Scott.
Hello.
We're ready for you.
Okay, sound good.
Dave, are you gonna be around for the whole meeting?
Anybody's
I
got
need to
drainage stuff isn't really my thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering, at some point I wanna talk to you about the, dispatcher's contract, and so I hadn't seen anything on it, hadn't heard anything on it, and then we're gonna have a meeting coming up. I wanna make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
I've got other members of the committee that are concerned, but
okay.
so you guys found some food then for the jail?
Sorry?
Find some food for the jail?
Hy-Vee is catering from Mason City for us this
Yeah.
week. Next week they'll cater from Garner, and then we should be online out here again.
I see the new store director is from Buffalo Center originally.
Who's that?
Well, her name is Renee Aukus. She's married to Aaron Aukus, is it?
So that'd be Deb and Larry's kid, I think. She was a Brant from Rake.
She was Brant.
Oh, okay.
Daryl and Susan's daughter.
Okay, all right. Well,
That's her whole career.
They're good.
yeah, I think I've heard before that she went to that.
Sure. Morning, Scott.
Morning.
So what do we got?
Bridge update. The bridge by Brandstead's up there. They set part of the first string of boxes yesterday, and they're working on more today. Hopefully have the vast majority of the pieces set by the end of the day, and getting ready for backfill by the end of the week, hopefully.
They passed their due date.
Not yet. They have a few working days left. It's a working day contract, so you only count days if it's fit to work. So if we get a rain day, it doesn't count. So we've had a pretty tough spring, and we've, I think we're in maybe 32 out of 40, something like that. I'd have to check my book, but getting closer. If things go well, they'll fit it in. Otherwise, worst case scenario, they'll be a couple days over. So hopefully it all works out and we don't have to ding them for damages. This one's a heck of a hole. It's like 22-foot cut from the bridge to the bottom, plus you know the thickness of the bottom of the box and the thickness of the rock. So they had to dig a hole 25 foot deep and pretty wide. So much bigger project than the last one, but I'd say it's going well in spite of all those things.
When you said 32 out of 40, that means you got 8 left? 8 bridges left?
No,
8
these are the
days.
working days
Working days.
for the current contract. So we got 8 days, 8 working days left and available.
How many bridges we got left?
How many bridges do we have left? I think we're under 50 in terms of like timber bridges that are
kind of on the docket to get replaced. I don't know that exact number, I should look it up.
And how many is the road crew plan to do this year?
We plan to do 5. Plus these 2 from Rognus Brothers, not a bad year.
When are they gonna start then?
That's a good question. They got like 13 work orders open right now. That means they've been either one called and they're working on them, or they're gonna get to them, or they've finished them up recently. Trying to get some of these plug culverts and washouts and some of these things fixed up, kind of, get water running and at least get a temporary fix on all these issues before we tear into bridges. They're doing some road reshaping starting today, it sounds like, and trying to get some of that done before the grass gets too tall and gnarly. Usually we don't get started on bridge projects until after the 4th of July holiday and kind of into the next couple weeks. It'll be, I expect sometime around there. We'll have to really crank on them. We got one project with power, pretty heavy power going both directions above the box, and I know Mark's been working on trying to get coordination between Harland and I think either ITC or Alliant or one of the two that has the higher voltage one. Try to get something organized there. It's tricky with working a crane around those, so he's looking into some options with using a bigger excavator to set the boxes and things like that. So we have some challenges on this year's projects that will dictate schedule a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately, it'll probably be quite a few in the fall during harvest, but most of those bridges can't take any truck traffic anyway because they're so dilapidated.
Anything else on your end of it?
I don't think so.
When I see they're starting to haul rock, south of Highway 9, east of Thompson, to those turbines. I've seen rock going south.
South from Thompson?
No, east of Thompson,
East of Thompson?
south of Highway 9. There's those turbines near the hog facility,
Okay, yeah. They're hauling,
towards the new tech seats and that.
okay,
There's been trucks hauling.
up to 9 and then south?
And, which is fine, because it's not that far from Highway 9, less roads traveled that way.
Yeah.
But that road looks pretty tough, and I don't know if they're supposed to maintain that when they're hauling.
Anything they're on, they should be maintaining.
That'd be something for you to look at.
It's what, 140th?
Yeah, no,
And
130th.
130th, and you've seen rock trucks on it that aren't ours.
Right. Yesterday was a red one. I don't see them all the time. It's not heavy traffic, but they're doing some. And
Yeah, I know that we got one turbine just on the couple 100 feet south of New Tech maybe,
well, they have,
or an
in
exit.
that area, there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can see the blades laying there now from the highway, so.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a chance to look at 160th one?
I've looked at it. It looks, last week it looked rough, not atypical except for one spot that was pretty rutted up and could use some material. So,
I've been getting constant calls on that one.
okay. Who's it come from?
Chat cluster.
Do you have a phone number for him?
He's just been calling me from his phone number.
Okay.
Anything? Mentioned something about Fort Meade.
Well, it's 490th up by, I assume east of, R20. It's in theory that tore up by, there's all rock into one of the turbines that's gonna go up there, so.
490th.
Yeah.
They're just starting to get working on some driveways, and I think they'll be working on access roads here in the next couple of weeks up there, if not already. So we're gonna start to probably hear about that, and we'll just have to do our best to keep them honest up there.
490th there is just, west of Trent Schmitz has got that little spot right there. It's got water on both sides of the road too, so I could imagine that
Yeah, those
if they're
roads,
crossing that.
those roads don't hold up very well.
Well, if they just keep putting layers of stone in there, that'll help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you bet. I'm just meaning that, you know, those roads throughout the county that are swamp and underwater, those are the ones we always have trouble with. Or
I
at
went
least,
down, it'd be 180th. It'd be kind of south of the center church. That's where, Gordy Anderson was complaining about the water's not crossing the road.
Mhm.
And the bottom there by the culvert
Mhm. Soft.
was a pond. There was no going around or in between anything. It was all water.
I went through there one day after he called me, and it was four-wheel drive territory for sure, but
Level B, I think, isn't it? But
Yeah.
still.
yeah.
You heard about anything about the shoulder, A42?
The feed mill,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know what the deal is there. Why have they been getting such crazy truck traffic there all of a
because
sudden?
they used 60,000 bushels of grain a day and they were down to 40,000 on their inventory, so they came out with a really good bid to get a bunch of corn in.
I see. So there was nobody there, and then all of a sudden the next day there was 30 trucks in line.
Yes, and I was one of those. However, I wouldn't go on the shoulder, I stayed out on the blacktop.
Yeah.
Part of it.
The passing lane helps, you know, to get them off the side, but
Well, no, but yes, it's west of the passing lane.
yeah, no, I did notice that and passed it along.
So I had,
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
all right. None other, we'll move on to consider for approval utility permit for Heartland Power to install overhead electric to Newton section 7. Is that for that hog facility?
Yeah, power to a hog building site, it sounds like, a very minor amount of overhead power crossing the road and a couple poles is all. Need a signature on page 3 to approve. Not too much to look for here, no tiles on the area, and make sure the crossing's high enough that doesn't pose an issue with spreading gravel. By Coon Grove, if anybody knows what that means.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows where Coon Grove is.
Not everyone.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the utility permit for Heartland Power to install overhead electric in section 7.
I'll second it.
I got a motion from Derby and a second from Stensrud to approve the overhead electric permit. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Alright. Guess you're not gonna get ahold of Chris today.
No, I'm guessing I don't have to dial her. You got a number for her? Was she taking calls over there?
I don't.
We text her.
Oh, okay.
I
There is no vacation when drainage is involved.
Let's just say the auditor's been doing a lot of drainage.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anything coming with item number 2 today at all, or?
No, she thinks that you might have got taken care of.
Perfect.
That's what we like.
The best agenda items.
Well, you guys have anything on drainage? No questions that people have been calling, you know? We're getting a bunch of calls.
I just got a question in Drainage District 21 up by Rake.
I didn't catch your name.
Pardon me?
What's your name?
Oh, Dean Anderson.
Dean Anderson.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just kind of curious how that's come along. I know I filed here a while ago, and I know there's some opposition initially with that, but I see it's been looked into having the repairs done to it. And I guess the thing that really concerns me, it really hasn't been that long since that ditch had been cleaned out. Last time we had some cottonwood trees that were falling in the ditch and got that cleaned up, but with all the open ground we got, and of course the water issues we've had, there's a lot of silt that fills up that ditch pretty fast. I guess I was kind of wondering, what can we do to encourage other farmers to put in waterways? I was gonna put one in last year, but with the timing with my tenant and stuff didn't work, so as soon as it gets dried up, we're gonna get some seeded on my property there by Rake, though, but, I guess I wish I could do some education. But when I talked to my tenant, we didn't want to have the government involved because there's so many regulations, it's tied down, and it's, you know, I don't have the freedom to do how they think it should be done, whatever. And I guess I'd like to try to figure out what a person can do to kind of educate the other farmers to try to put in waterways. It doesn't really cost a whole lot of money, but I mean, just you get all that silt washing down, and once it's gone, it's gone. I guess I'm kind of concerned. I guess I'd like to have your guys' input or see what you guys can do what we can do to educate the other farmers upstream from that drainage ditch. I hate to have to reclaim it and repair it, you know, so many times, and that's, like I said, it hasn't been that many years since it has been cleaned.
Well, I guess the information's out there pretty strong as far as the importance of waterways,
Yeah.
buffer strips and all that. I don't know what you can, I mean, you can encourage, but
Yeah.
there's, the encouragement has been out there and all kinds of advertisements on the TV, like,
Yeah.
especially in Minnesota.
yeah.
But, you know, benefit for the farmers is that they can do it with government monies.
Right. Yeah.
It's a little bit of paperwork, but it pays.
Right.
As far as the repairs on that, that's the one we're moving forward. It's the downstream we're getting the project going, aren't we? That this one dumps into, 21 dumps into another one that goes into Cassuth County and that.
Yeah.
So that one's moving forward. So that might have been part of the problem. Things weren't flowing, it was just setting and,
Well,
I've
and
got,
I believe it also goes up into Minnesota.
right, which we're
And
not
that's,
gonna
and
be able to touch.
that's the real problem, because they won't.
But if we can get this other district that goes into Cassuth cleaned out, then that will probably help 21.
I know it's been a few years over. There's a crew came in and put in 2 culverts to replace the one, and that sill's washed out. It's one water special this year that we had. I'm sure it's going to push more erosion to that ditch bank there too.
So Scott, just before you leave,
Sure.
it kind of involves drainage, should we go? On the mill road south of Buffalo there. Have you seen that one culvert that goes into the dredge ditch? Looks like snow or ice or whatever. It's bent up to the southwest. It's right in the ditch runs right along the road right there where it's sticking up, kind of funny. I assume that's probably in your guys' right of way.
Culvert crosses the road.
No, well, I don't know if it crosses the road or not. It might just have a surface culvert. And it goes into the dredge ditch, and it's bent up at a 45-degree angle.
Drains the ditch, I suppose, road
Well,
ditch.
it drains the road ditch, probably.
What is that?
It'd be in the same section as Denny Minders.
Okay.
It'd be right along the
North or south of his road?
north or south of his road on the west side. When you talked about bent up culverts, I didn't think of it. Sorry about interrupting you. I don't know if that's in your right away or not.
We'll look at it.
Thank you.
So Dean,
Anyway, I just was kind of concerned about what the work could be done again to that ditch. I'd like to try to circumvent some other damage further on down with the erosion and stuff, especially like this year's been, got a lot of water sitting around. It's gone down now, but I'd like to.
is there any what I would call blatant disregard for the ditch, to where people are farming over the top of the ditch and it's washing out, or they just aren't?
I don't think so. I guess for myself, I saw my fences from when we had cattle years ago, and I hate to have them there, but yet it kind of helps reduce some of the erosion somewhat. But last year, somebody, I know the neighbor to the south, cut my fence on the south there. And thought, what gives them the right to cut my fence like you did? If you would come up and talk to me, and just real blatant about that though. But yeah, it's good to have the fences somewhat, but yet there's no livestock anymore per se. So
I suppose they cut it and dug out, so
Yes, they did,
it
yeah.
increased the,
Yeah.
and Code of Iowa says you can't impede the flow of water.
Yeah.
But cutting the fence probably wasn't right.
no, I wish you would have asked me, but just blatantly. But anyway, just more concerned about what we can do to try to educate and try to encourage the farmers in the area to, put it in waterways, which if you guys can put out the word, or besides just having the government programs. But talking to my tenant, they farm quite a bit of ground and around the area up there, and we'd rather do it on our own. That way you got, where the spots are where you need to have waterways, and just having somebody have a blanket policy, got to do this or that or whatever. But it gives the guys more freedom of what they think they need done. But just know that bring it up, whatever it's worth. Thank you.
Well, we're behind you all the way. There's not much we can do about it though.
Right.
All right, well, anyway, that's all we know about 21. Yeah, it's gotta be reclassification.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything else on drainage? I did a phone call from Gordy Anderson on the DD-18 going where the solid tile was put in. He was wondering what we're gonna do about this. I said, well, just in my personal opinion, the last discussion we had was, it was kind of up to them to file for repair, to put lateral, or parallel in there.
I thought Kroll was gonna take care of that. We supply the tile, they'll supply the
Maybe
machinery.
you should call Gordy on that then. That's everything I have. We'll move on to consider for approval of the county seal.
So there was new legislation that requires the county auditors to put a county seal on our election ballots instead of our signature certifying the ballots. So I worked with One North Betco and came up with a seal.
So will that be in like an embossed seal type thing?
Well, so for the ballots, it'll just be like that on the ballot.
Okay.
Each office has their own seal, like I have an auditor's seal, Julie has a treasurer's seal, Chris has a recorder's seal. This is basically just,
So your auditor's seal wasn't good enough for the way legislation reads?
you can't have the auditor's name on it.
Okay.
You
Oh,
can't
because
have
of the
auditor at all.
conflict of interest.
Well,
They say.
and I don't understand why Winnebago County Auditor can't be on the ballot, but it can't be, so this is the seal that we created to,
Satisfied.
yeah. And I think probably in the next legislative session, they'll fix this so that you can have, I don't know.
Is this something they could fix through administrative rules?
The Secretary of State doesn't want to do that,
Open that up.
right, because they don't want.
Because when you have a new legislation, you always follow it up with administrative rules to define how it's being
Mhm.
That's where a lot of things almost change the law.
Yeah, the Secretary of State doesn't want to do that because he wants the legislators to fix what they did.
So this just affects your office and the voting, the ballots?
Basically,
Okay.
I mean, unless you guys think it's awesome and want to use it for other things, I mean,
We have our seal and like she said, Chris has hers, so.
We can stand people that come in.
There you go.
I don't know. I think Melissa and, what's her name, Lexi, did a great job
Yeah.
coming up with it, and
They're both good at graphic art.
so I was pleased.
Oh, I'm fine with it. You guys okay with it?
Absolutely.
Gotta do what we gotta do.
I'll make a motion to, approve the new county seal.
I'll second that.
A motion from Jensvold and a second from Stenser to approve the new county seal. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So, we should stamp this.
I wouldn't, I think it's fine.
You gotta stamp the
We've got a
seal, our
motion,
seal.
we're all good.
All right, as long as it's in the minutes.
Thank you.
Okay. Consider for approval appointments and salary increases for staff.
This is under this.
End up until we stamp them. We stamp each one of these and
Yeah, please.
I don't know if they only had that name in the movies.
there's a
Yeah, probably.
everyone's. So this doesn't have the new ones in.
Ryan,
There's a couple of new ones that he hasn't hired.
I don't think he's hired him yet.
How about
They hired one new one.
technicians MD?
Yeah, but he brought in that paperwork for him
That's
already.
separate.
Mhm.
That's where I was wondering about the use. Yeah, I mean, kind of use on this. This just has to do with the duties.
That would be just the union, basically wages.
Okay.
I think they're gonna be talking about the other stuff later.
So Mike, you made the motion? Yeah. Okay. I'll second the motion. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. On a motion from Sender and a second from Derby to approve the appointments and salary increases for staff for fiscal year 2020. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Consider for approval Eric Goose employment contract.
Second, what is this going?
As far as
That's just
by
Sandy's.
itself,
That's Sandy's. Her part.
and I think it was by itself. It looked like it should be, it does look like it should be the second
There's one
page
for
or
each of you.
something, and I was sitting there thinking, well, I didn't see a first page, so it fell.
This is the marked up version.
Yep.
That makes more sense. So is it a 1-year contract then? Okay.
We can wrap this up, Carla, is Chris received or approved?
I would approve all of these, because it's. the
Well,
ones
we
that you-
can't the conference board, that's not our, we can't do that, we can't do the sheriffs, because they got their own boards.
Yeah, but they've already approved it.
They
Yeah, I
would-
know, so
I would.
we're
approve-
just receiving it.
I would approve all these today, just because it's on the agenda that way, and
It's pretty much the same thing as been.
Just the increase.
Then the other question, doesn't Ally fall under the 3% pay increase of everybody else.
Her department head can decide what to pay her.
So Eric, have you been able to keep up on all your work then, or is it still a daunting challenge?
It's daunting. I mean, it's an extremely broad position,
Right.
and I'm doing the best I can to keep up with the things that seem to be most important.
I'm not on the IT committee, but, or is the feedback coming back? Is the feedback coming back where you're able to meet their goals and accomplish what they want?
I believe so.
Yeah, you got any questions on this?
I'll make a motion to approve Eric Lewis employment contract.
Second,
Motion from Jensvold, a second from Spencer to approve this employment contract. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
This is the final
Carries.
Thank you.
Just let me look at it.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, that's all I need.
Come again.
So if we're doing this here, we don't have to do that there. Then.
Yeah, I would sign somebody,
Okay, thank you.
Dave, can you forward me the information we're going to be looking at that meeting for the 911?
I'll talk to Andy about it and get it forwarded to you.
Okay. That's my concern. I just want to look at it ahead of time rather than being dumped on right when we get there. Maybe you can encourage him to send it out to the whole committee
The whole
ahead of
committee.
time.
Okay.
So I've had questions. retreat town okay that you know of?
I made it through, I was in Washington
I know.
DC.
Is that where you and Megan went?
So were you part of that, what, $200,000 permit they have?
We were part of Rolling Thunder, I don't know.
Yeah, they said something about they have to have a permit that costs what, I don't know, hundreds of $1,000s in permitting for that.
Yeah, they're talking that this could possibly have been the last one in Washington DC now, and they're maybe go regional, you know, half a dozen or so states, whatever. Do it that way to kind of cut back on expenses. So.
I don't know, it sounded like Trump wanted to step in on this.
And, yeah, and that's a good thing, you know. So it's, Washington DC has got so much history there and so much to do and, you know, so. My daughter had never been there before. She, when they started the 8th grade trip, she was in 9th grade, so she missed it, so. This was fun for both of us, a little bonding time.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times,
Not enough bonding time for me, probably way too much for her.
Yeah.
Open forum.
Just need signed. And you've already approved these, they just
Just salvage,
finals.
but all, border areas will be, how we done it.
So let's see, national address is 1, 2, 3, so city north of 9 and 130th is that Hogshead to the
It must be
south.
the one, it must be the one just on the north side of L9 there, out by Erie.
430th and 1, 2, yeah, but it's 1, 2,
430th.
1, 2, 4.
I believe it's Highway 9, isn't
You know
it?
where Jim Kazitsa lives?
Yes.
So this is the one north of Jim Kazitsa.
Okay.
It's going to be too far from Farlands or the Green set up.
No, this is a mile north of Highway 9. You know, Breezes Hill. You go north a mile, it's on the right. It's on the corner. They list the address on 430th.
Yeah.
Are you the vice chair of the Public Safety Commission?
I think so. There's one I'm the chair and one I'm the vice chair.
I'm guessing
Which part you're talking
this one's the vice chair because Andy Sam is the chair.
Yeah. This is what your book.
Yeah, 4 of them.
Another couple trees.
There's your vice chair, and then I think Bill and Mike also signed it there too.
I don't understand why Dave's signed
Well, I don't know either, but why?
unless there's other members that just sign on the commission.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'd try to call Andy before Or
You
you
can call Andy,
So he's done.
probably.
You know, to be there.
Hi, Andy, this is Terry Derby. Say, we're at our board meeting, signing all the salaries and stuff. Your agreement with the Public Safety Commission, between them and the Teamsters and that. Their signatures, you're the chair, I'm the vice chair. I don't think any more on the board is supposed to sign that, are they? Just the commission people? Okay. Okay, all right, just wanted to make sure. All right, thanks.
Just you? Okay.
He said that's all it's required according to the bylaws.
Any four of these two.
Anything else for open forum? Hearing none. Sunny County claims. Did you guys have a chance to look at these?
And Dave, on yours, there was one for, I can't remember, some kind of radar, and it says office equipment.
11,000 something.
Yeah, what is that?
It's radar units is what it's for our squad cars.
For the squad cars? Okay. It just says office equipment and radar together.
I can see how fast Sandy moves. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, are you keeping track of the employees and their speed of,
Not a whole lot of choice out there.
Well, and the other thing is if it was getting to the point where you'd have to like wiggle it and try to get it open, and if that bolt decided one day that it wouldn't
Yeah, that's,
open,
then it gets
I think we'd be
more
in trouble.
what are you saying, you got one of the bolts for the,
I had to get one of the
Locksmith.
locks on my bolt fixed. It wasn't opening very well.
I'll make a motion to approve the Sunny County claims.
I'll second it.
On a motion from Derby and a second from Chisholm to approve the Sunny County claims. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And all those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I believe we stand adjourned.